Hi, I'm Jamie Butterworth and I'm a local Burbank artist and art teacher. And I'm going to do a tutorial today on how to paint a candle. This is a really simple project. It's for all ages, kids of all ages. And here are the supplies that you'll need. So if you can see, I have oil pastels, but you could also use crayons, watercolors, water and a paintbrush, of course. And we're going to start with a Sharpie today, or you could use your black oil pastel. It's a little cleaner with a Sharpie. And then mixed media paper. This is a good, inexpensive mixed media paper. And mixed media is good because it will hold the watercolor. So either watercolor paper or mixed media paper, but you need something that has enough. A high quality construction paper can also work too, but you need something that has enough weight to it that it'll hold the watercolor and absorb that. So I'm going to get a piece of paper out and my Sharpie, and we're going to get started. You also can use a paper towel. It's always good to have a paper towel or two at hand. This is what we're going to be doing today, something similar to this. My drawing is going to be a little bit different, but we're going to be doing a candle with the crayons or oil pastels and then go over it with watercolor and do a watercolor resist. So if you'll get your paper, you can start with a pencil if you're more comfortable starting with a pencil. I'm going to go straight to Sharpie. Just going to live on the edge. And I'm going to do a small flame shape, so just a teardrop shape, and maybe a larger around that. I'm going to come down with 2 lines for my wick. Slightly slanted oval, and then a larger slanted oval for the top of my candle. It's going to be a taper candle, a little skinnier than the sample I showed you. Come down and a rounded bottom. So we basically just drew a cylinder shape. Now I'm going to come around. I'm going to do a little half circle on either side. I'm going to come down from my half circle with some straight lines, do another curved line that matches this curved line, and then I'm going to come down and do basically a U. You can flare it a little bit if you want to. Come down with 2 straight lines, a curved line, angle these lines out a little bit more, and I'm going to come down with a squished oval again. From here, you can come down with straight lines. And if you want an even bigger, a bigger base, you can come down again if you want to. However fancy you want to get with that, you can. Okay, so I did that with my black Sharpie. It's also fine if you had wanted to do that with your black oil pastel. The only thing with the oil pastel is it smears a little bit. So I'm going to come now with my colors, and I'm just going to color I have a lot. You don't have to have this many oil pastels or this many crayons, but whatever color you want to do your your candle is fine. I think I'm going to go with a very light yellow. So I'm going to speed up my video here so you don't have to watch me do all the coloring. And you can color, you can pause as you need to pause and wait till you catch up. I'm going to layer different colors of yellow, and I'm going to go back with a darker color on the edge. To give my candle a little more form. Then I'm going to go back to my yellow and blend those edges and just, keep layering the oil pastels and they blend really nicely. Of course, I'm sped up to 500%. You probably can't color this fast, So again, just pause the video whenever you need to. For my candlestick, I'm going to use a yellow ochre. It's kind of a brownish gold color. And that's going to be my medium value that I put on everything. Then I'm going to go back with a little bit darker brown and go around the edges, just following the curves. And then go back with my yellow ochre and blend those edges, blend that dark in. Then I can go back with white and add highlights just right down the middle. If you wanted to outline this, you could outline it again with black. You can't use your Sharpie, but you can use your black oil pastel if you want. And you could go back over all of your lines if you wanted to do that. It does make it pop. But I'm not going to take the time for that right now. I'm going to go on to my watercolor now. So it's good if you're right-handed to have your supplies on your right side. If you're left-handed, have your supplies on your left side. And have a paper towel close by. I'm going to stick to these cool colors. So purple, blue, and green for my background. If I start mixing these colors with these colors, I'm going to get browns and grays. So I'm going to just stick to these colors for my background. And I'm going to add a little black in the bottom because I want it to look darker down here. To look like I have a tabletop. So I'm just going to do some blues and maybe blues and purples and blacks. So you can go straight over your candlestick. It's going to actually give it some more texture and more color and make it look more interesting. So don't worry about painting over that. Just paint right over it. I'm just picking up blues and blacks and purples to try to make this area look darker. But now I'm going to wash my paintbrush now and just get the black out so that I don't have that muddied color in my background. And here I'm going to go back and forth like X marks. And I'm going to pick up blue, I'm going to pick up purple, just going to mix them on my canvas. I'm not going to rinse my brush. So you have to be careful with green if your green and purple mix, because those will get muddy. So try to keep your green and your purple on different sides. Okay, we're going to super speed again, and I'm going to look like I'm painting really fast. But again, pause this to catch up to me. I'm just alternating between blues, greens on one side, blues and purples on the other side, and doing the crisscross kind of brush strokes. I'm going to go back and try to put a glow around my candle. So I'm just adding yellows and I'm adding water, and I'm going to dab that off to get the color out and then go back with yellow. Okay, I'm done except for signing it. And put that in your window, let it dry flat until it's dry. Oh, and if you want, you can go back with a paper towel. This looks kind of cool as it is, but if you don't want the extra color on your candle, you can go back and dab off the watercolor, and it still shines through wherever there was a white spot. That watercolor filled it in, but it leaves just some little texture, it leaves it more interesting. So beautiful, everybody. And there you go. Thank you for following my tutorial and painting with me today. Hang those in your window, and let's all look for them as we go around town and honor those who we've lost in the past. Thank you.